So we know that he's lived for thousands of years. We know that he's probably fought, defeated, and killed thousands of Viltrumites. And we know that he has thousands of years of combat experience or world-conquering experience. And his own people are literally afraid of him. His own world-conquering people are literally afraid of him. Conquest is one of the oldest and most powerful Viltrumites to ever exist, to the point where it was blatantly stated in Invincible that he is probably stronger than Omni-Man. Now, to properly emphasize how strong this character is, how much stronger he is to every other Viltrumite, he faces off against this version of Mark Grayson's Invincible and just toys around with him for majority of the fight, proving that if he wanted to finish Invincible off, he would just do so whenever he wanted to. And the reason I say that he could easily defeat Invincible is, because Invincible launched a bunch of attacks at Conquest, and yeah, they pushed Conquest back. Yes, they hurt Conquest. He drew blood. He does have the power to hurt someone as powerful as Conquest, but for every 20 attacks Invincible launched at Conquest, Conquest needed to launch one, and that would knock Invincible back down. To prove this, at the start of the episode, after they clash, Conquest knocks Invincible down. Then Invincible gets back up and just starts destroying, launching a bunch of attacks at Conquest. And then Conquest launches one proper punch at Invincible, sends Invincible flying, crashing onto the ground, knocking him out temporarily, and just drawing so much blood from him. Just from one punch. To top that off, he comes back down, crashes into the city, and destroys a good portion of the city. And then later on, to deal with Oliver, he once again knocks Invincible out, but this time he simply backhands him. Legit, he slaps Invincible, knocking him out. And then later on from that, he breaks Invincible's leg to deal with Atom Eve. Even at that point, he could have killed Invincible, but he just decided not to because he wanted to have some fun. So he just casually breaks Invincible's leg and then deals with Atom Eve. And so many times during the fight against Invincible, he just took the advantage, even though Invincible kept launching so many of his most powerful attacks at Conquest. Even when Invincible was losing control and going all out, Conquest just always got the upper hand and just started destroying Invincible. Though Invincible can of course draw blood from Conquest and was able to break Conquest's hand, it doesn't necessarily mean they're in any way at the same caliber of power because of all the different things Conquest is able to easily do to Invincible that drew blood from him as well as knocked him out. I mean, you could just say that Conquest's hand, his metallic hand, isn't as durable as his natural hand because it's been blatantly shown that Conquest is more powerful and more durable than Invincible. So it's probable that his metallic hand is probably just not as durable as his normal hand, which is why Invincible might have been able to destroy that hand. And drawing blood from Conquest doesn't mean that he's at the same level as Conquest, given that Conquest blatantly showed that he can tank a lot of attacks from Invincible and not be affected by them, and he's still blatantly stronger than him. Now, the reason why this is such a big thing, Conquest just toying around and having the easy capability of defeating Invincible in the first 10 minutes of that fight, is because Invincible is at the level of the Viltrumites. Actually, he could defeat quite a few of the Viltrumites already, given that in Season 2, a much weaker version of Invincible went up against a Viltrumite, Chula, this specific Viltrumite who has lived for thousands of years and also has insane amount of power and experience. And when Mark Grayson stopped holding back in that moment, he was able to go blow for blow with this Viltrumite. Not just blow for blow, but he actually technically defeated this Viltrumite. Now, I know that he did later on lose to Ansa, but that only proves to me further that he's just at the level of every other Viltrumite or certain Viltrumites, which means he should be able to defeat a few of the other Viltrumites and yet also lose to a few others. So yeah, Mark Grayson is at the level of the Viltrumites. He can already defeat quite a few Viltrumites, or he could back then. Now he's a lot stronger than he was back then, which means he should be able to defeat even more of the Viltrumites. Yet Conquest just toys around with him and proves many times throughout the entire fight that it could easily defeat Mark Grayson's Invincible. Now that on its own is absolutely insane. He's lived for thousands of years, he has defeated hundreds to thousands of Viltrumites, he has conquered hundreds to thousands of worlds, he is feared by his own people because of the massive gap of power between himself and his people. Conquest is an absolute monster, an absolute beast of a character. Anyway, that's all I've got for y'all for today. If you have any comments and thoughts about this, you can leave them down below. I'd love to see them. This is MC Info, and I'm out.